This episode of Another Happy Pod is going to contain spoilers. If you've not experienced the content yourself, please go ahead and do so before coming back and listening to the boys ramble on about it. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome back to Another Happy Pod, the show where we talk about pop culture and try to keep things just a little bit more positive and optimistic. We don't always succeed, and my god, you're about to see why, but we do have a good time doing it. My name is Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by my jellical co-host, Lawrence Thomas Heisey. Good jellical evening to you, sir.
The term jellicle is like muck in McDonald's. It's like anything can be muck something, like jellicle something. Do you know what I mean?
Like Smurf.
I don't know what. I haven't seen Smurf. If that's
You haven't seen Smurf.
I don't know what. I don't know if it's like a.
I
I don't know what medium Smurf you're referring to. Like, is it
Breaking news: Lawrence has never seen Smurf.
I don't know what. I know what Smurfs are, but is it like a? Is it a film? Is it what?
Lawrence,
I don't know.
Smurf.
I
That's
don't know.
fucking hilarious. The Smurfs was an old cartoon and then subsequent terrible movie.
I see.
But,
Okay.
But they would always say Smurf, like, good Smurf, Smurf in hell.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
This is some big Smurf, and this is a Smurf in time.
Just
Happy
replacing
Smurf.
Words.
Just whatever.
How are you, Nathan?
We'll see how I am because I just finished watching a movie and I'm currently drinking wine and I don't usually drink, so let's get into it.
A nice Chardonnay, is it? An evening Chardonnay?
It is a Savvy B, a Sauvignon Blanc for the uninitiated.
I see.
Excuse the motorbike. So yes, I am drinking a wine. It's a lovely Thursday evening. It's our 1 year anniversary, kind of. Happy birthday.
Monday, wasn't it?
On Monday, yes. So this is our 1 year special, kind of. Happy Monday. Happy.
As if we're doing this for our 1 year special. As if this is what we went. Yeah, good one. We'll do that.
So what this is it's Cats, which which everyone knows. Listening to this, but it's Cats with a twist, isn't it, Lawrence?
It is Cats with a twist. Yeah, I have seen neither Cats property, not the film of the stage production in 1998 or 88.
The BBC televised adaptation.
That's it. Is it 98 or 88?
98.
So I haven't seen that one. Well, I have now, but I hadn't seen that one, and I also hadn't seen the famously considered terrible. I won't give my opinion on it yet. 2019 adaptation. Nathan had seen the 1998 version, had never seen the 2019 version.
And also, just quick side note as well. I actually like Cats. I like the musical. I've been in the musical. I did a version of it in high school. So I have quite a lot of love for this musical. Just quick side note there.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so basically what we've done, Nathan made sure that I would watch Cats 2019 first, so that all of my Cats knowledge, or original Cats knowledge, came from the 2019 version.
My reason for this was I believe I have a bias, okay? And I wanted to see how it held up. Like I said, I know Cats, I've done Cats. I really like, I'm giving it away a little bit, but I really like the 1998 version of Cats because I watched it from a young kid throughout all my life, really. So I do like that version. And I wanted to see how someone who has never seen neither of those, one of them, who has never seen any of these movies, reacts to them. Is the 98 version better than the 2019 version, or is it just nostalgia talking on my end? Maybe a little of both, who knows? But we'll get into it and we'll find out.
Okay. So where do you want to start with this?
Okay. Let blanket statement, all cards on the table, just straight up. Okay. Cats 2019 is the worst fucking movie I have ever seen in my life. I cannot stress enough how much I fucking despised watching this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have to say that I'm 100% with you. It's just, it's the definition of just a wet fart, isn't it? Like it's just so uninspired and crap. I've got so many notes on
I have
both.
hardly any because I just could not be bothered to just think any more about it.
Okay.
But every single choice in this movie just completely baffles me. Like, I just cannot understand the thought process. First of all, Cats, the actual deciding to do a real, true to life, live action adaptation of Cats. Are you fucking insane?
Without any
Why?
cats is the key.
Yes, exactly. Why? Even if you had like actual cats, how would that look? It'd be fucking ridiculous.
See, I actually thought to myself halfway through watching the 2019 one, I would prefer it if the director had just gone balls to the wall, fuck it. We're animating cats or we're training cats to do some dumb shit and we're making a kind of a parody of cats, right? Because as far as I can tell, a lot of like a common consensus of even the 1998 one is that people go, if I like it, but I can admit that it's dumb.
And let me say that, yes, 100% agree, because Cats, just the concept of the musical, is fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
There's no plot, there's no story, it's just cats fucking introducing themselves for 2 hours. That's literally all it is. It's fucking ridiculous. There's a fucking orgy scene right in the middle of it. You have people dressed up as cats and they have an orgy. It is stupid, it is dumb, but if you are going to do it, have fun with it. Don't go for this really true to life, serious adaptation of what is just a ridiculous and bizarre musical.
Do you want to know my opinions on 1998? Because I'm fresh off watching that, and I have to preface this by saying I watched Cats 2019 last night. I watched Cats 1998 today.
I did the opposite.
Yeah, so I was already just physically and mentally drained of this thing by the time I got round to watching 1998, which is right. Firstly, I don't like this. I don't like any adaptation of this. I think this is so boring. But right, so the thing I was going to say is Zucchini told me that I need to watch this and look at it as the spectacle it is. Okay, because it's an event. It's not supposed to be this perfectly crafted narrative. It's supposed to be just a big showcase of dancing ability and like physical theatre performance.
Cats is more than anything a dancer's musical.
Yeah, exactly. And when I looked at it at that, I started to find some light in it. I started to go, you know what, I appreciate this a bit more. I think a lot of the actors, there are some that I think are way too over the top, but some of them actually do a really nice subtle line between I'm obviously a human performer, but look at this little cat mannerism that's kind of subtle and I don't make a big deal of, and it does immerse you a little bit. However, a musical to me lives and dies with the music. And there's not a single song in this that I want to hear again.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I know. And I know you don't. And I know you're going to make the argument of the Rum Tum Tugger. Right, I know that.
There are some absolute bangers on the Cat soundtrack.
And they're good. And this is because I worked out why I didn't like it. It's not that I don't enjoy them in their context. They serve their purpose in the musical. That's fine. But I'm never going to put one of these on and just listen to it. And I understand that that's not how it's supposed to be enjoyed. But let's be honest, when we hear a musical, we want to come away and we want to go on the soundtrack and we want to just fucking vibe to it a bit. I have no desire to listen to any of this again. Like, it's just... I found it repetitive a little bit. You know, there's that one melody that, and I know it's like a fucking motif or whatever the technical term is, but it was every 5 seconds. And there's moments. Shut up. And there's moments that are like, there's moments where it focuses on the music, and there's, like you said, there's that big fucking 15-minute long orgy fucking sequence, and it's
Which
just
they
the
cut
music.
out of the movie, you cowards.
Yeah, exactly, and they did actually, yeah. But it just goes for forever, and the music isn't memorable in the slightest. Like I just went, I'm not a fan, but I can respect that it's not. Firstly, I'm not the intended audience for this. They never went. Lawrence is going to love this, because it's true that I'm not going to, and I am harsher on musicals than I should be, especially ones that I don't really have any nostalgia for or haven't done something fresh and new. Like I enjoy Hamilton. I enjoy the In the Heights and stuff, stuff that we did or reviewed recently, In the Heights, because it kind of brought a hip hop fresh feel to it, and it's modern and it is more accessible to enjoy than Cats. This isn't the kind of musical for me. But there's also, and you're not going to like this in the slightest, I think Cats the movie, in some, and I want to stress some instances,
Oh no.
is better.
Oh no.
And I want to stress, I don't like the movie. I don't like 2019 in the slightest. But from simple narrative perspective and simple storytelling perspective, Cats 19 does do so. Admittedly, what it does do is bad, but it's formatted a lot more easily to digest.
Hard to disagree. Well, that was it, folks. We made it a year. That is the end of another happy pod. Good night.
Go out swinging, why not?
Oh, you said some stuff.
I did, and I have the ammunition to defend it. So I want to. What do you think about it?
Okay. Fucking hell. All right. The premise that you don't think any of these songs are good or re-listenable or whatever, I think that's just ridiculous. So these are some of the most catchiest and really good songs, especially compared to the 2019 version, because in the 2019 version they're not fucking songs, they're just some CGI idiot half singing half talking for the most part, and just stumbling through it and putting on weird British accents, Jason Derulo, and ruining one of the best songs in the actual musical itself, Jason Derulo.
It's bad, isn't it? I'll concede that Rum Tum Tugger is the closest it gets to good tunes for me. And when bearing in mind, I'd been told by everyone that has seen Cats, the Rum Tum Tugger song is a great song. And when my first introduction of that was Jason Derulo singing it, I just went, it's not though, is it? Like, it just sucks.
That version is awful.
Yeah.
That version is disgusting. And by the way, Rum Tum Tugger was the character I played, so I have extra love for that song. And the song in the 98 version played by John Partridge, I think it's really good. The character is actually cool. He is actually a bad boy. In the 2019 version, it's just so ridiculous, and there's nothing to it. There's no choice that has been made. Like in the 98 version, he's clearly like this punk rebel, leather jacket, studded belt, kind of biker alt, bad boy or bad cat or whatever. But with Jason Derulo, it's a little bit of rap, it's a kind of a little bit of rock, but not really. It's just half-assed choices and no commitment to anything. It's just it's bland and fucking shit. That's what it is. It's shit.
I get the sense you're just really tired.
I didn't like it, Lawrence. I didn't like any of it, and I just don't want it to exist.
Do you want me to say some things I did like about 19?
No, I want you to defend your point. You said you had ammunition.
Right. Okay. Tell you what. What do you want me to defend against?
Well, what do you like about 19?
It's not right. Let me clarify that. It's not what I like about 2019, because I don't.
All right. What do you like about it more than the 98 version for some bizarre reason?
So Victoria is this kitten that is like there and relatively new to this Jellicle pack of cats, right?
Yes.
In the 2019 version,
I know where this is going. Yeah.
Yeah, and feel free to disagree with me. In the 2019 version, the narrative structure is clearly laid out.
Yes.
And what they do with the narrative structure is fucking terrible, but the format is being adhered to. You said the 1998 version is just 2 hours of cats introducing themselves.
Yes.
In the 2019 version, there is a clear protagonist, antagonist, and plot structure. It's weak and it is laughable at best, but there is an attempt of accessibility as a narrative format has been made.
Keyword there is attempt, okay? Because yes, I'll agree, okay? Like I said, Cats is just 2 hours of fucking musical performers introducing themselves to each other. That's literally all it is. But somehow, for me and for a lot of other people, longest running musical on the West End, it works, okay? It's popular and successful for a reason, not just because some fucking nonce from Bromley doesn't like it. So
Jesus Christ.
I joke, kind of. Okay, but and this is like the problems I have with the 2019 version. This is what I'm saying. If you want to do Cats, then do Cats. Don't change it. Don't try to work in a narrative and kind of commit to a story, but not go all the way. Like, what is the point of doing this again, half-assed version of it, where you have kind of a main character with kind of a story, but not really. She is also just kind of there, just kind of being introduced to people. It's the exact same thing, only we're seeing it through Victoria's eyes throughout the entire thing. That's really all it is.
Well, you're given an audience surrogate.
They've put a lick of paint over a fucking a volcano or whatever. It's really not doing much, okay? Like, sure, you've done a lick of paint. Well done, you. You picked up the paintbrush. But have you really made a difference? Have you made it better in any way? Or is there now just a strip of paint over it? Clearly, your favourite movie is Cats 2019.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously, then you love every moment of this movie, such as noted favourite actors and performers of yours, Rebel Wilson and James Corden.
Oh shit! Right,
come on then, big man. Let's hear you defend this.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna rip the fucking shit out of this. Right. I have always been of the standpoint that I don't mind comedy in movies that aren't supposed to be funny when it's done well and when the performers are funny. Now, what does confuse me is that I do find Rebel Wilson and some aspects of James Corden funny. In this movie, however, I found them insufferable and very irritating, and I know why. I can put my finger on why. It's because it's not just bad jokes, although there is plenty of it. It's because of the fact that the movie spends half its runtime saying, "Look at us. This is a serious production about cats. We've got a serious story to tell," and they're walking around on all fours. And they're some of the performers are putting in some serious work to have to make their mannerisms more cat-like, right? And do the same thing that the 98 production did, where the performers try to kind of, allowing suspension of disbelief, convince you that they are cats to make this world more tangible and believable. So why, if you want me to take that seriously, do you then put in jokes of James Corden like licking behind his ear and like Rebel Wilson scratching so far up her own arse, and then like go and but basically like it's asking the audience to point at it and go, haha, humans doing cat things, as if that's the funny thing, when the other half of the movie wants me to take it painfully seriously. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's a rare day when you don't fight me on anything. I like this a lot.
I think you're right. It's just, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Which world do you believe more?
Oh, the 1998 one.
Okay. At least you're not totally brain dead. The 98 one, they actually make the effort to seem like cats. While they don't have the technology that we have today, and it just
I
looks
don't think 2019 has the technology.
No, I don't think it does because it looks awful. It's very unpleasant to watch in
Yeah.
so many different ways.
Like big naked Idris Elba at the end.
Just Judi Dench's face just floating on top of the cat.
Oh, it's fucking scary, isn't it?
It's just it's really bad. Yeah. The whole choice of the actual CGI-ness versus the costumes and the makeup and stuff, I get why they did it. I just think it doesn't work to your favor. It works massively against your favor. As soon as that trailer came out, it was all anyone was talking about. They was talking about how ridiculous and horrified. The trailer came out at the same time as the trailer for It Chapter 2, and everyone was saying this is more scary because it was just ridiculous, and it was, sure, it's more, I guess, more realistic than having people in costumes and acting like cats, but does it get the message across best? Does it get the idea across better? Absolutely not. I believe...
What is the theme or message of this, in your eyes?
I think of Cats as a whole, or
Cats the production, any iteration of Cats.
There isn't one. There isn't one. It's not trying to do anything. Okay. It's not trying to be. And Andrew Lloyd Webber might disagree, but I don't think it's trying to be groundbreaking. I don't think it's trying to
I think
say
Andrew Lloyd Webber would shit himself if he heard that. I think he'd be getting a sniper out. You'd have a red dot on your forehead before the night was up. He'd be livid at that.
But I don't think there is any inherent message in this or theme or lesson or anything like that. I think, like I've said it before, it is just cats introducing themselves for fucking 2 hours, and that's because the musical itself is adapted from a book of poems. A book of poems about cats. So inherently, the source material, there's no structure to that. And then you turn that into a musical. Again, there's no real structure, but it fucking slaps. It's great. I'll sing Skimbleshanks all day long. When he's Scottish, not whatever the fuck that version was.
I think Cats is something that a middle-aged man going through a life crisis and a divorce writes. Like, this strikes me as very lonely. Like, to have come up with this.
Why? Show you're working.
Because it's just weird. Like,
why is it weird? Because it's people as cats. Is that why it's weird?
No, that's not it at all. The musical is about cats, and none of these cats are doing anything remotely cat-like. Like, no.
I hard disagree.
Okay, defend. When was the last time that you had a cat that?
Well, I've never had a cat. First of all.
Right. Okay. Well, then there you go. You've shown your colours.
Okay. All right, you've had a cat for 3 months, and now you're thinking fucking Steve Irwin. All right, calm down.
What I'm saying is, with this, right, there is nothing about this that is kind of all right. They prowl around at night, and they do there's some kind of throwaway things about how we're, there's two cats that break things, and their owners say oh, that fucking shit cunt cat or whatever, what a bastard. And then they get over it because what are you going to do? You can't really tell off a cat. Those elements, I completely agree with. But when was the last time that you saw a cat get in a fucking hot air balloon and transcend into another realm to be reborn? It's just fucking weird.
When was the last time you saw a founding father of the United States engage in a rap battle?
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, when was the last time that you saw a bodega shop owner from New York break into song and dance over a fucking lottery ticket?
Right.
It's a musical, Lawrence.
Yeah,
it's
I know,
heightened reality.
Yes, but the heightened reality is still set within some degree of reality.
Not necessarily.
Listen.
A reality. No, you listen to me, you cunt. A reality, yes, but not necessarily our reality.
I'm not going to win this point, but I disagree. What I'll say is that Hamilton, the rap battles in Hamilton represented political debates, which happened. Okay, yes. You have a fair point in the Heights, busting open a bodega singer talking about his dreams and stuff. But maybe he's just going down the road and telling people. But there is no metaphor. There is no simple change like that you could say that's what Cats was trying to do when they fucking yeeted someone in a hot air balloon to be reborn. Right?
Does there need to be a metaphor? Does every single story that's produced, does it need to justify itself by changing the world in some way?
No, not at all. But why does this keep acting like it's doing that? Like
I don't believe it does. I don't believe at any point
seriously though. Do you not think?
A 2019 version, yes, 100%, yes, completely agree. Actual production of Cats, not at all.
Fair enough. Oh. This is just hard to talk about, isn't it? Because there's so much that I don't know where to go. Like this is probably the messiest episode we've ever done of the podcast.
Talk me through your notes.
Okay, there are some of these that are obviously jokes where I'm frustrated, and there are other ones that I actually have serious questions to ask and maybe try and get something out of you as well. Right. I've put the first thing. It doesn't help that the opening song is repetitive, infuriating, doesn't tell me anything about anyone, and is shit.
Okay, so first of all, right,
I'm really not being nice.
You're not at all. You can't just say shit. All right, you can say you don't like it, but don't
latch on to repetitive and I guess meaningless. Jellicle Cats can, Jellicle do, Jellicle does, Jellicle is, Jellicle Cats can and do. I don't. What is it? What and first is it? What is a Jellicle Cat? I don't know.
No one knows what a Jellicle Cat is, first of all. So if you're looking for an answer for that, you'll never get one. Second of all, it's an introduction. That's what it is. It gives you the overture. It gives you the musical themes throughout the show. And then it gives you this big burst of energy, as all musicals do. You open with a big opening number, so the audience is energized and they're with you. And then you have an introduction to all the characters you're going to see. That's what it is. And these characters are cats, so they're telling you what these cats are. Jellicle Cats are kings of the night, singing and dancing phenomenal heights.
Okay, fine. We'll move on because we have not got the time for the amount of
you don't like it when I beat you, do you?
I don't mind it when you beat me because, like I said, if there's anything that I actually want, it's to better understand this because my head is fried from these two.
My head is fried from 2019. I'll give you.
Yeah. 2019. These are notes on 2019. So many angles are just straight up bussy.
Cussy,
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. This movie is directed by Tom Hooper. By all accounts, a terrible person. He also directed. I've got a note here. Hold on.
I feel significantly better about shitting on his work.
Yeah, I started to feel bad when I was like preparing earlier, but then I saw this, so I was like, oh no, fuck him. So, in an article published in 2020 on the Daily Beast website, visual effects artist speaking on condition of anonymity said that they had 6 months to produce the early 2.5-minute trailer. So they had 6 months for the trailer. And then they had only 4 months to produce the rest of the movie. Visual effects artists were spending 90-hour weeks and even sleeping under their desks in some cases to get the film done on time. This time crunch, along with a cantankerous working relationship between the visual effects team and Tom Hooper, the director, are at the root of the problems with the film, according to the article. So...
Holy shit, man. And it doesn't... And like it could have been perfect, it still would have been crap.
Yeah,
like Jesus. Okay, yeah, no, I feel a lot better about these notes then because some of these are fucking mean. At one point, and I've got no reference to what this was about, but it's pretty early on. I just said, "Cats don't do this. What the hell, man?"
Okay. I mean, cats also don't sing and dance, so
yes, fair play. I don't want to get too cinema sins on it. There is quite literally a cat in the hat, which I enjoyed.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Mistopheles, they did you so dirty, man. They did you so dirty.
This is pure nonsense. stop using the ADR of people breathing. There's a
Okay.
lot of instances where they're breathing and you can see their chest moving, but the sound is coming out at the completely wrong time, and it's very, very distracting once you notice it. I would say watch out for it next time, but I know you'll never watch this again.
I will never ever watch this again. I cannot stress enough how I'm glad. First of all, you bought this, so I'm glad I did not have to
Yeah,
fucking
thanks.
spend money on it. Second of all, just I'm muting again.
All right. This is something that I think we can actually have somewhat of a conversation about.
Me.
Nothing in this movie is scaled properly at all.
Yes. Oh my fucking god. Yes. Thank you. The scale is all over the place. I actually brought this up in a tweet before the movie even came out because I saw it in the trailer and it just blew my fucking mind and I
Yeah.
could not understand it.
And,
Alright, let
and
me
I
get into
understand. Right, but firstly, the VFX artists are not to blame for this. Right, this
No.
will have been set design. This will have been storyboarding. This will have been so many departments that missed the mark. And if they were working under the time pressure that we've been led to believe, fair enough. But it's just so distracting because sometimes cats are as tall as radiators, and then other times, like they're the same size as like a can on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
So the correlation that caused my mind to just freak out and just could not accept what was happening is there is a shot in this movie of I believe it's Angelica, but it could be any cat, it doesn't fucking matter. Holding a knife and a fork, okay? And it's the
Uh,
biggest fucking knife and fork you've ever seen. It's so big because obviously they are a cat, so it's not, it's not human size, it's not human hands that are holding him.
yeah.
Makes sense. Then, at the end of the movie, the cats are in Trafalgar Square. Okay, Lawrence,
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
both
yeah,
lived. We've both lived in London. Okay,
yeah.
we've been to Trafalgar
Also,
Square
it's a CGI
many.
render of Trafalgar Square. Could you not have just taken a photo?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It-
But
it-
we know Trafalgar Square. I understand that the majority of people. Well, it's quite a famous area, but regardless, majority of people may not have been to Trafalgar Square, so they won't know. Okay, but the lions on Nelson's Column. Okay, they the like the plinth that the lions are on is about the size of a 6 foot human.
yeah,
Okay, like it takes some effort to climb up there, but they are the same size as the cats in this movie. It makes no sense. They are life size in
yeah,
this movie,
yeah.
and I hate it, and it makes no sense. And Tom Hooper deserves to go to jail.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, no, it's fair. That's the thing. It is distracting, and it does take you out of it. Right. Next note I've got. We're just working through these, aren't we? Let's
Yeah.
let's get this pod done. So I understand in the 1998 version the costume and the fur coats and all of that. I take issue in the 2019 version of furry cats wearing fur coats. It
Okay.
just doesn't make sense to me.
Not gonna disagree necessarily. Yeah, doesn't make sense. Again, it's the choice. They try to have it both ways. They
Yeah,
try to do a realistic a realistic true to life adaptation of what actual cats are, but then they also try to dress it up in the fun ways that the musical did as well, which it just doesn't work. Like the shortcuts, and not shortcuts necessarily, but the way that the cats were dressed up in the musical, it was all for a purpose. It was to
and a
hide like
character, right?
streamlines. Exactly. Like in the musical, like Buster Jones, he's a very fat cat, and so they did that by just getting like a big guy in just a big black woolen coat. It's not much, but it just works. It works, and you believe it for that character. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a big cat.
Yeah,
In the movie, it's a big CGI cat, then wearing a big coat on top of it, and it's
yeah.
just what are you doing? There's just too much going on here. Go for one or the other. Don't fucking mix the two in this weird hybrid that doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I'm bang on. Yeah, that's absolutely right. James Corden is fast becoming one of the most irritating people. He's got a habit of making everything he's in worse.
James Corden is what happened to him, man?
He fell off, man. Like James Corden. Bearing in mind he's the writer of Gavin and Stacey, one of the co-creators. It's a British institution that
one of the most loved sitcoms in the UK. Probably a lot of people would argue one of the best sitcoms that Britain has produced. And anything he does outside of that is just fucking awful.
I think that a lot of producers go, obviously, because obviously he's a fucking smash hit in America, right? His talk show's one of the most viewed talk shows out there. I think that people go, well, he's funny.
A lot of Americans hate him too, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but not mainline America. Like people on Twitter, yes, but these movies are, sometimes they're ran out in focus groups of mums that watch the Late Show or the late fucking past your bedtime show or whatever it is.
The late don't stay up late show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I'm not trying to fucking assassinate his character. Like for the most part, James Corden seems fine, if not just a little bit of a cringy TV host. But he just pick your projects, man. For once, do something that you can look back on and go, all right, I might not have made that much money from that, but you know what? I'm proud of my work.
Like, if I was driving somewhere and James Corden stopped me to do a fucking flash mob where he's dressed up as a rat and is fucking air thrusting in front of me, I'd just drive straight over his body.
Yeah. I'd be like, get out of the fucking way.
That video is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
And I think that's the core of it. He thinks he's a lot funnier than he is. And he thinks that Gavin and Stacey makes us forgive a lot of the stuff he does. But it's like, no, Gavin and Stacey's good and I can enjoy that and not I can kind of remove you from that. James Corden's annoying, Gavin and Stacey's good.
I can assume that all the good stuff came from Ruth Jones.
Yeah. I wonder what Ruth Jones, because they used to be close, right? I wonder what Ruth Jones thinks of James Corden.
I think they still are close. There was the recent episode of Gavin and Stacey. I mean, they both wrote on it, so
true. Who knows if they were in the same?
And this is post James Corden being who he is. So
true. Why is Idris Elba teleporting?
I don't know. I can't explain that. I can't explain why he's a magic man as well. Or a magic cat, I should say. He can just make people disappear, I guess. Yeah. Fair play to you.
He says his name when he does it. He goes, McCavity. And disappears.
Yeah.
It's like a fanfare.
The absolute downgrade from the brilliant duet you had of McCavity in the 98 version to whatever the fuck Taylor Swift was doing, just sitting on a moon, sometimes speaking in a British accent, and then just fucking pouring catnip on people. Oh, I cannot stress enough how much I cannot fucking stand this movie.
I'll be honest, right? I didn't mind Taylor Swift in it, but I think that's because of the singers in this film, she was by far the most technically proficient.
What did you think of the Taylor Swift song? Because you might not have picked up on it, but there is a song in this movie that was original for the movie. It's not in the musical. It's the one where Victoria, she sees Grisabella, the one who ends up going to the Heaviside Lair for the first time, and then she sings a song to her. That is a Taylor Swift song that she wrote for this movie. And for me, it seemed very out of place. It seemed very much like a Taylor Swift song, just slotted right in the middle of this movie.
Hey,
and
Grisabella,
it just didn't fit with exactly. It just didn't fit with anything. It was very clearly like Taylor Swift songs. Like I could very clearly imagine Taylor Swift singing this and it being in the fucking top 40. Or is that even still a thing anymore? I don't know. But I could still imagine that it was a Taylor Swift song.
Maybe it's a case of me watching 2019 first, but I didn't notice it. I didn't notice anything different or out of the ordinary. No.
Fair enough. But I don't like it.
Absolutely fine. This is another stupid one. So
I don't like you either.
Oh, okay, good. This is another stupid one. Why do all these cats want to do life again? Also, if Judi Dench is so old, why doesn't she just fucking rebirth herself?
Okay, you're just doing cinema sense here.
No, I'm not, right? I genuinely, right? I understand Grisabella and I understand the the fucking Ian McKellen, right? And I understand why them two, because they're both like trodden on, a bit forgotten, a bit past their prime, right? I get that. But why does any other cat give a shit? Like, why does every other cat seems pretty fine, like pretty confident, but yeah, they're all like, I want to win this fucking competition.
Well, they get a new life. They get to start again. It's basically just having another extra 20 years or whatever. Lifespan of a cat isn't that long.
I guess. I don't know.
They might have used up most of it.
It's just, for me, I guess it was one of them things where it just didn't look, and maybe that's the downside.
You know what your issue is? You're trying to apply too much logic to cats. Stop doing that, because you're not going to get anywhere, okay? It's just going to be more upsetting for yourself. Stop trying to apply logic to cats.
I know. I think you're going to get cross at this.
Hold on, let me drink
I
some
think
wine.
that the railway cat in 2019 is a bit more fun than the railway cat in 1998. Go on, tell them what you just did.
I left the Discord call.
Good. Right. I like the tap sequence. I think it's cool, and it's missing in the 1998 one. He just kind of walks around and says,
It's not missing in it's no, it's not missing in the 98 one. It's unnecessarily added in the 2019 one.
But it's fun. It's a musical. It's like, it's a little dance number that stands out from the rest.
If there's anything that this musical does not need, it's more fucking dance numbers. Okay, it is, and try and disagree with me. Okay, it is full of them from start to finish. Okay, and I'll tell you exactly why you're wrong on this point. First of all, this wine is going to my head. Second of all, this movie takes so much. What I'm trying to say is this movie is a movie, okay? And I know that sounds weird, but just go with me for a second. A musical is a big production. You can see the entire stage, you can see people dancing and singing about and all this stuff. A movie is obviously different. You have close-ups and you can move the camera around and view this bit, and then view this bit, and then view that bit, and all that sort of stuff. And this movie makes the choice because how a movie is framed, to cut out a lot of the dancing sequences and to see things differently and to just focus. Whereas the musical would have a big dance number here, and where you'd see cats pretending to be dogs and singing about, here a guy would say a line and that would be it. And that's just how it is. So then why are you having that and then squeezing in a new dance number which isn't there and just doesn't work?
Yeah, fair enough. I'll concede it. That's fine.
You just don't have the energy, do you?
It's right. We've already just established the fact that this is for no one. Like this is just for no one, isn't it? Like.
What did Zucchini think of both versions?
So she's a fan of the 1998 one.
Okay, so it shows she has common sense then. Okay,
yeah, and it's a childhood one. She knows it's like a little bit, as far as I'm aware, she knows it's a bit silly, but it's like a childhood favorite. So there's sentimental kind of nostalgia, like you have. Yes. 2019, she, in the last like 40 minutes, she'd already fallen asleep, and she spent the time that she was awake saying, "Why have they done this? Oh my god, why did they get rid of that? Oh, what the fuck's this?" Mainly there's a dance that I think it's Victoria has, which is a very well choreographed and very kind of technically proficient performance from the actress. That becomes a duet.
Can I just say something as well? Is a little bit weird that Victoria is a black actress that has been painted white. It's a little bit something a little bit weird about that. Just not going to say anything else. Just a little bit weird, but
fair enough.
Go off, Tom Hooper.
Go, sure, why not? One of my last notes, and I have more, but they're all just mainly the same. It's just me getting annoyed at it. Some of the cats look extremely inappropriate when they're naked. And that is because a lot of the time they've matched skin tone of the famous face that we know, i.e. Idris Elba is a very famous black man, with the same
beautiful
complexion
black
of
man.
fur. He is a very sexy man. With the same, but they've put the same. His skin tone is the same complexion of fur that he has.
Yes.
So when he's not wearing his big coat, it looks like just a very hairy, naked Idris Elba.
Yes,
it just something about it seems really, really weird.
There's a
was not a
reason
fan.
why when the trailer came out and there's that shot of like him like sitting on the moon or whatever, he's just sitting like cross-legged. There was a reason why that suddenly became a meme, because it looks fucking ridiculous. You just have a big hairy naked Idris Elba just giving jazz hands and doing the splits or whatever. Like, what? There was no world where that wasn't going to turn into a joke. Okay,
Yeah. Where's his
it
cock?
is.
It's so weird.
Do you know what? Fucking drinking wine during this has made me realize that we need to do a drunk episode, because
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that would be a lot of fun, and I'm already halfway there.
So
So-
much would get cut.
One thing I want to know, okay,
Mhm.
is we've talked a little bit about Rum Tum Tugger, and again the downgrade he had,
Most curious cat known to
the
man.
most curious cat, the most sexy cat, and the downgrade he had.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about, one thing, because I think in the 98 version, I think there's one performer who is just so insane and cat-like, and all his mannerisms are kind of freaky, because I just think they're so... I feel like this guy spent like 6 years of his life just living with cats to prepare for the role.
Is
And
it the
he is...
exposition cat?
It is the exposition cat, yes, the
Yeah.
grey one, Munkerstrap. And to see how he was translated in the movie, again, this isn't going to be a shock, but the downgrade that they had on him, it's night and day, because you have a character who clearly put in so much work. He
Yeah.
was... Like, first of all, that entire cast for the 98 version, that was the best of the best. They were all Broadway and West End performers. They took, like, the best of each show from, like, around the world and put them all into this one mega production. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be good. You're gonna have talented people who know what they're doing. This, you just kind of got whoever, kind of a name. You know, let's put Taylor Swift in there. Let's put
And
James
they're-
Corden.
They're somewhat dated names as well. Like I realized, I think this
Yeah.
was like, if, for example, if I went and had a conversation with my mum and said, "Mum, who are the biggest celebrity names that you know of?" My mum famously does not keep up with any kind of form of pop culture. She'd be like, "I know that Jason Derulo on the radio."
Jason
Right.
Derulo's a very odd choice.
It's a fucking really weird choice.
Yeah, he hasn't been relevant for quite a while. And he's mostly relevant for people singing his name at the start of songs. That's really it.
That should have been at the start of it. Like, I swear to God, like always forgiven if you have the Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat, Jason
Derulo.
Yeah, like all is forgiven if you do that. That's fine.
That's true. I would love this movie. If that
Resubmit
happened.
it for the Oscars. Like it's perfect.
Oh, this movie actually won a Raspberry, which is the anti-Oscars. So
Yep.
it won Worst Picture at the Raspberries.
Did anyone
So,
show up?
I doubt it. No.
Yeah, they all seemed very serious.
Sadly,
about it.
Halle Berry was not in this cast. Famously, the only person who was ever shown up to receive a Raspberry Award.
Yeah, a legend. That's how you embrace it. That's how you live with it.
Yeah. So, what did you think of that character in both versions, Munkerstrap? Again, the exposition kind of.
And he was the person that I was referring to when I said the mannerisms and the work put in by performers is
Okay.
mind blowing.
Yeah.
In 2019, it's just a dude. It's just a fucking dude. And he is there, and he serves both purposes. I don't think the character is specifically very interesting, but he's definitely the person that has the most to do.
See, I think he's interesting in the 98 version.
He just always looks a bit fucked off.
In which one? The 98?
Both, I think, to an extent.
Okay, fair enough. I can kind of see that. Yeah, he's kind of like the the second in command, the not the leader, because that's obviously all Deuteronomy, but like the deputy or whatever are just getting together and keeping all these cats in line and that sort of thing. And I think the 98 version really played that well, because he does get a little bit pissed off. He does struggle, when they're all messing about and doing stuff and trying to keep them under wraps. That really
guys,
comes
can we
across.
Just be some fucking, can we be some good Jellicle cats right now, please?
Exactly.
Old Condomery is here, and we need to fucking, we need to behave. We need to be on our best behavior.
All right, well, there's classic Lawrence then. The point is, I've resorted to drinking wine, and I never want to see this movie ever again.
Yeah,
and this movie should never have been made.
What I'll say as well, if anyone's annoyed by my comments and has still for some reason made it an hour in,
we should watch Les Mis, by the way.
We should watch Les Mis. Most performers that are known in this, in the 2019 version, shine in their professions. Like, Taylor Swift is very good. Idris Elba is very good. Judi Dench is phenomenal. Fucking Jennifer Hudson, I believe, is pretty good. What Rebel Wilson is hilarious, amongst other things. James Corden, we've already said, bit of a weird kind of body of work recently, but has been known to produce fantastic things. These people are talented, right? You can like it or not, but they are. I just don't know what happened in this weird cocktail of a film. Like, it's just so many ideas, like you say, so much half-baked stuff. It could have had potential, but it didn't, and it kind of came out a bit just crap. Can I wrap up by asking you just a couple of questions about 1998?
Yes, please do. I'll happily talk about 98.
All right. Firstly, who is the cat that's dressed like Zack Snyder's Robin?
Do you mean the Great Rumpus cat?
The one with a big fucking R that's wearing like this kind of bat suit and has weird red glasses.
That's the Great Rumpus cat. He's a cat superhero.
He would look like Zack Snyder's Robin to me.
It's the Great Rumpus cat. There you are. Question answered.
Question answered. Moving on. Second point. Less of a question, but maybe you can give me some light on it. I'm not being funny, but Asparagus the cat deserves to get the new life. Man can't even comprehend what's going on.
Hard agree.
Yep, cool.
Also, 98 version is bare sad as well.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Like, it's just, there's
and
so many moments.
They kind of imply that he just dies as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, bare sad. One of the few parts that wasn't terrible, actually, a 2019 version, Ian McKellen. And I think that's just because he's a good actor. But majority of it, fucking pile of dog shit.
Yeah, no, I really liked Ian McKellen in that. The last point, and this is just a bit mean, if any of these cats were real people, I wouldn't want to hang out with them.
If Jarvis was a real person, would you want to hang out with him?
Probably not, because he just shouts at me all day.
Exactly.
But because he's a little cat, I like it. I go, oh. He in his head, he could be like, "Feed me, prick," and I could be like, "No, he's a good boy. Jarvis is a good boy."
What did Jarvis think of cats?
He left the room both times.
Well, there you are. It's not even endorsed by its own kind.
No, definitely not. Yeah, that's that then, really, isn't it?
That's that. Happy 1 year.
Happy 1 year, mate.
What a way to celebrate. I finished my wine and now I'm sad.
And yeah, that's the best way to be after watching Cats 2019. Oh, all right. Well, thanks for listening to this. If you did enjoy it, there's new episodes every Friday at 10 a.m.
What?
Indeed. What? What are we doing next week, Nathan?
We're doing this.
Woo! I want it that way.
Oh, chills. Literal chills.
It was number 5. Number 5 killed my brother.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
Haha, that sounds like fun, Nathan, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, so that's coming next Friday at 10 a.m. If you are looking forward to that, don't forget to give us a follow. We're on Twitter and we're on Instagram at Another Happy Pod. And also you can give us a little review if you fancy. Give us a 5-star review. We don't like 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. We'll accept 4s if they're going, but we'd prefer a 5. But other than that, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
And I would just like to say,
Tempted to cut it when you say, and I'd like to say, and then I'll put in something horrendous.
please don't. Good night.
Oh, that's that then. Fucking hell.